Hey everyone. I went outside to smoke earlier. And it sucks because yes, I'm back on the nicotine after I haven't been really for a while. And I'm planning to get back off the nicotine. But anyway, I went outside. As everyone knows, it's been like raining to like some biblical proportion lately. So, I went out there and smoked, and I hear dogs barking. And I've noticed this for a while, but I haven't went live, and I gotta be quiet because everyone else is sleeping here. But I live in Shawneetown, Illinois now, and I've lived in Southern Illinois, my whole life. And I've realized something: these small towns that have immense amounts of trailer park boys like people, and they always have these dogs that like run loose or aren't well taken care of. I went outside to smoke, and I hear all these dogs barking and shit, and I'm like, man, it's been like raining like Noah's Ark kind of rains here for a while. And James, my cousin James said having technical difficulties. Well, it's raining like hell here, so I might be cutting in and out. Our cable and everything else has anyway. And I realize, all these towns around here, like the smaller ones, have dogs that just run like shit wild loose all the time. Um, Whenever I moved to West Frankfort, my pug Blousey, I used to walk her all the time. I couldn't do it there because of all the the dogs and stuff that's running wild. It's Mitchell Conkle's watching. By the way, happy birthday, man. I just saw that. I meant to post to you. Anyway, and I couldn't walk her because no matter where you went, there was this family up the road that had all these dogs and shit running wild. And dogs are like sluts in a bar because they will screw and fight anything they come in contact with. I mean, it's kind of like a person like messed up on some kind of drugs and shit. Anyway, um, so I couldn't even walk my own dog because of these things. And I got Dexter now, this big old chub. And sometimes, we let him run loose in the yard, but I keep an eye on him because, he'll take off. Like one of the neighbor's dogs, a little bitty shaggy chihuahua looking thing, came up and I had to chase him all over. And I've got a bad leg right now. I've got a torn meniscus. And so I can't chase after my dog that normally, I mean, he kind of runs off sometimes, but I'm right there with him. He don't get too far. But there's people, they've got these weird dogs that come up in the yard. Some of them's real big and stuff. Like I said, I couldn't walk Blousey back in West Frankfort because all these big dogs. If you know anything about pugs, I mean, they think they're the size of a damn horse and try to fight back, but, I mean, they're going to end up dying pretty easy. So, I just don't get it. It's like, why is it that all these small towns have these dogs running wild that will screw and kill anything inside? And I say screw because, I mean, who knows how many people has let their dog out, just take a leak and end up getting humped out of nowhere, you know? And, it's just, I guess that's like this southern mentality in general. People treat animals like shit, but I mean, a life is a life in my eyes. If I had to hunt and kill my own meat and stuff, I'd starve to death. But, I mean, I love animals. I mean, they're better than people are. But it's just, I don't get it. I just really don't get it. Why that's the trend in these towns. They just let animals run wild. I mean, we've got a collar on Dexter and all our dogs, and Dexter even has one that says his name and how to get hold of us if you end up catching him. But it's just nuts. I don't get it. Like, you get a pet because you love it. You want it to be part of the family. And when I was in West Frankfort, I'm one of those people, I don't hesitate to call Animal Patrol. And I don't care who it is, and I don't care if they know that I'm the one doing it. I do it. And whenever I stayed in West Frankfort, I called Animal Control. So did my mom on this neighbor of ours had a pug that ran loose. Pugs, they're not outside animals. I mean, they got flat faces. They can't, breathe right and shit. So I mean, they'll die literally within 30 minutes of being out in extreme heat or anything else. So um, if you got a dog, you need to keep it up because it's gonna be like a slut in a bar. It's gonna screw and kill everything it gets in contact with. Or I mean, I don't know. I just I just don't get it. It's when you get an animal, it's supposed to be part of the family and all this. It's not supposed to be chained up with no food, no water, no shelter. It's not supposed to be running loose. I don't get it. But the same kind of people that do this, I've noticed it's the same kind of people that let their kids run loose too. Which to me, a dog's an innocent animal and a child's an innocent animal until it gets old enough to start, you know, doing the typical human behavior stuff, and which that ain't no good. We all know that human beings aren't the best creatures on this planet. We are thoroughly destroying it, day by day. You know, so I just wish people had the same mentality with animals they did their kids, but they don't, because the same people that let their dogs run wild and screw and fight other dogs are letting their kids go around screw and fight other kids. So I don't know. It's just like, if you're gonna make the commitment to have a pet, keep it up. I mean, keep it up. Raise it and love it. Don't let it just run around and mess with other people's pets or other people's stuff, because I don't want to shoot some dog because it's on my property and tearing up stuff, and I won't do it. I won't kill an animal. I don't like kill shelters or any of that, but it's like, good God, like, if um you know like, if you got something like that and you're leaving outside, I don't agree with keeping it pinned up all the time, but at least have some way to facilitate it, to get it out and love it, and then get it back to its home. Make sure you got shelter for it, because I see so many things. Until I hurt my leg and I was still working, I used to drive a bus by this house all the time, and it had a sign that said "Beware of dog." You know what the dog was? It was a giant Rottweiler that I sure as hell wouldn't mess with. But you could tell it didn't give a shit about who came up to the house, because it was chained up to the front steps with no shelter, no food. I saw this thing all the time out there. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you got pets, I don't see why you don't take care of them, especially if you got kids. Like, I mean, because they're just another form of animal. Anyone that knows a lick about anything knows we're just primates. I just don't get it. Like, there's kids that depend on us, and there's animals. And, I got this guy right here. I love him to death. I don't put a leash on him, but I'm there to watch him, make sure if he runs off, he doesn't go anywhere. And he goes back in. But this is just something I've noticed in these really small white trash towns, is that people just don't give a shit about their animals. And I just think it's really sad.